Hello, welcome to Jenkins Documentation Office Hours. Today is, well, not uh, August 21st, but it is September 4th. So, around the tables right now, we have myself, Kevin Martins, Bruno Vrochten, and Mark Waite. I've got Meg on the agenda. If she shows up, we'll already be prepared. Otherwise, we'll welcome anyone who comes in, and joins us as we go. So for the agenda today, I've got updates for the contributor spotlight. We'll just touch on the Java 25 documentation. We'll talk about Jenkins board and officer elections. Highlight a new blog post for the Gradle Convention plugin. The Google Summer Code 2025, short recap there. Chris is not here, so probably won't touch on the Chinese documentation site. Good first issues on Jenkins and what's been happening there. We'll review the LTS and weekly releases since our last session. Quick note on the IRC bot documentation, some recent work and thanks there. And continuing topics, the Linux Foundation tracking and Blue Ocean deprecation. And we'll get there if we have enough time. Any other topics that we want to add to the agenda that I did not put on there or cover? Okay, cool. So let's get started with contributor spotlight. So thanks to Alyssa, we were able to publish the spotlight for Alan, and I'm probably going to massacre this, Bertajoiz. Yeah, but we've got Alan's spotlight up here. Thanks to Alan for contributing this, sharing his story, and providing the feedback on this. Really happy to be able to publish this. And Alan talks about his experience with Jenkins, the plugins that he maintains, and other work that's been done in the project over the last handful of years. So really great to share his story. And once again, just thanks to him and other contributors for providing those responses. We have another one in the works, so that will be for the October publication or end of September publication, whenever that happens. And then we've been discussing in advocacy and outreach what the next couple spotlights might look like. So Google Summer of Code is officially over for most participants. So that might be an option that we take a look at. And we were also discussing earlier potential blog post or spotlight, depending on what suits it better, to kind of just highlight the mentor experience. We've had a number of mentors, and it'd be really great to just share and highlight their experiences, their sentiments about Google Summer of Code 2025, perhaps more if they've been mentors for multiple years. But just something to share their experience. We always have the midterm and final presentations and blog posts from the contributors, but the mentors don't necessarily get that same spotlight. So I was thinking about maybe providing that spotlight for them. So more to come on that, but keep an eye out in the future for something from the GSOC mentors. And thanks for all of their hard work, of course. For the Java 25 documentation, so no big changes here yet. Full Java support still planned, Java 25 support is still planned for this fall. So we are inching closer and closer to that. We are in September. So over the next couple of months, there'll be more and more updates there. There's already been work to check out the core plugins and main plugins of the Jenkins ecosystem to make sure that they work with Java 25. There's additional work being done around that, even more so than just basic testing. And Java 25 early access is in use on ci.jenkins.io. I don't know, Mark, have they moved into full Java 25, or is it still early access on CI?
So it's still early access. Java 25 itself won't release until September 16th. So we're 2 weeks away from that release. After that, it will, I expect, take us 4 to 6 weeks before we're really done far enough for us to say we're comfortable and confident. But right now, I've got over 200 plugins that are compiling and passing tests. If so long as I update the parent POM to be the most recent parent POM, they compile and pass tests. So nice, positive results. Looks good. Haven't spent a lot of time testing Jenkins itself interactively on Java 25. So that's still an uncomfortable area, and probably lots of other tooling changes that we'll discover as we go through it.
Thank you. Makes sense. Info team's really good about all this testing and work, so full confidence in everyone's abilities at this point, and looking forward to what happens. But any problems, anything, they always are great about addressing things as they arise, and um, they do a great job of taking care of the project. So yeah, we're in a good spot, and we'll continue to test and provide further updates as they come. Next up is the Jenkins board and officer elections. So as we've been discussing the last couple weeks, we are currently in the nomination period. It is open until September 22nd. Anyone can nominate anyone. And just to showcase again, thanks to Alex Earl for putting this blog post together and kind of handling the elections this year. So two governance board positions and all the officer positions are up for candidacy. So uh, right now, again, we're in the nomination period until September 22nd. Voter registration will open in just a couple of weeks here, or just about a week and a half on September 16th. Oh, yeah, Mark, go
Actually,
ahead.
so Alex has already opened voter registration.
Oh, even better.
So it's and if you click through, you can, well, you don't need to particularly do it, but the registration location is in the blog post. So you
Mhm.
just join a group on Discourse, and right now there are already 8 people registered. We certainly will do an active promotion to get more people to register.
And for anyone that's just watching this now, if you're not already part of the group, there is a button up here that says join group. As you can see, I'm already in here, so unfortunately it doesn't show up for me. But after you've created an account for community discourse, you'll have that option to join, and that's when you can start uh, participating.
Now we have crossed the boundary for contributions, meaning in order to vote in this election, you must have contributed to Jenkins prior to September 1, 2025. It's now September 4th, so your chance to, ooh, let's do a new contribution, my very first, and then vote has passed. You'll have to wait till next year's election for that.
Good call out there, Mark. Thank you very much, and thanks for sharing that the registration period is open now. So then once the voter registration period closes at the end of October, voting will take place throughout November, and the results will be announced at the beginning of December. As Mark said, voting requires an account on community.jenkins.io, and we always encourage that people have contributed to the project as part of this process. We are past that point, so next year for anyone that's hopeful in participating. Next up is a recent blog post. So this is a blog post that is done in part with Google Summer of Code 2025, but not the Jenkins project directly, as far as the Jenkins project 2025 Google Summer of Code projects that we had. This is from someone that was working with Gradle by the name of Arav Mahajan, and they have created a plugin for with using Gradle that's for Jenkins plugin development. They provide a nice background of why they created it, what work went into it, what kind of just the ins and outs of it. And to find out more, they've linked their repository. They've got the project idea, background page, etc. So really nice work here. Thanks to Arav for putting this together, and Gradle for helping put that together as well, and being part of the Google Summer of Code program. If you're curious, definitely check the blog post out for more information, and you can check in with the project repo as well. As far as Jenkins, Google Summer of Code 2025, 2 projects have officially completed, and the others have been granted extensions to continue their work. We had the end of term presentations yesterday at the Jenkins Online Meetup. Thanks to Alyssa, Bruno, and Chris for being org admins, all the mentors and contributors for participating. Really wonderful to see all the work and enthusiasm as always. The recording will be made available and linked in the GSOC page once it's available. And then we're going to have end of term blog posts from contributors that'll be published as they come in. We've already got one from Ronak Madan, who was working on the plugin modernizer tool, which again, fantastic work. Ronak gave a really nice presentation, giving a good overview of the work done. And you can see his blog post here for more information about what this project entailed and what he was able to accomplish. So thanks again, all of the Google Summer Code participants, whether mentors or contributors or org admins. For the Chinese documentation site, so again, this is something that Chris Stern has been taking the lead on and kind of working in tandem with the Jenkins.io retooling project of Google Summer of Code. So it is going to be something close. It's going to be uh, probably something different as far as what it's built on, but it will be something similar to the new versioned Jenkins site of docs.jenkins.io. That is, again, one of the projects that has been extended to mid-October. So more work to come there. We are making a lot of progress there, and I'm happy to say that a lot of the migration and copying has taken place already. It's now making sure that everything that does move over moves over properly, and it's going to match what we're looking at right now. Birji, who's been working on this project, has been able to get really nice variety with both sites so that in terms of the user experience, it should be very similar but enhanced. And both Chris and I, as well as Rajiv, who is another co-mentor, have been reviewing pull requests as they come along. And really, it looks really good right now. And our next step is, of course, finishing that and partnering with the infra team to make sure that there are no issues when it comes time to incorporate that into the Jenkins.io site. So um, more to come on that, of course, and the Chinese documentation site will change accordingly once we have that project kind of closer to the finish line. For the good first issues on Jenkins.io, so thanks to Meg McRoberts, who's usually in the meeting, but not today. But Meg's gone through and created a handful of good first issues for Jenkins.io, which is great. Much easier to, as far as a barrier to entry, a much lower barrier to entry there. So that's really great to see. We had been depleted for good first issues for a little bit of time there. So having some more is great. Chris created a separate issue to track those things. And then I need to go through the feedback that we receive and generate a summary of the feedback that we received. I'm gonna start with this year to see what feedback we've received and find if there's any good first issues there. This is a part of the discussion that we've had in the last few weeks about what do we do with the feedback. Um, and there's not a great solution to just getting feedback into an issue. So this is the first step that we can take to try and find what issues we might have that are reasonable and that don't require extensive knowledge of a specific plugin, tool, et cetera, that wouldn't be a good first issue, basically. So I need to still go through that. I was away from my computer for the last week, but something I'm going to get back to over the next few days. For the LTS and weekly releases. So we've got LTS 2.516.3 is planned for September 17th. I've created the changelog and upgrade guide pull request here for review. So that's available here, including screenshot previews. Thanks to Hervé Lemire for being the release lead for the point 3 release. It's his first time, so really great to see that. And things are progressing well. We've got the backporting squared away, so the changelog should be pretty set at this point. If there's any changes between now and then, we'll figure that out. But for right now, if there's anyone that's got time to review it, that'd be really appreciated. In the meantime, we've had 2.525 and 2.526 come out in the last couple weeks. So weekly changelogs are available as usual. And then just yesterday, we had a security advisory publication, thanks to the Jenkins security team for putting that together. They were able to resolve some security vulnerabilities, and this is specifically for plugins. So Git Client, Global Build Stats, Jakarta Mail API, and OpenTelemetry plugins are the only things that are affected in this advisory. Jenkins Core is okay. So if you are curious, the GenSec team always does a really good job of putting together explanations and informations about what's going on, what's being done, and what needs to happen for you to make sure that you're safe. For the IRC bot documentation, so this was something that came up somewhat recently. IRC bots deprecated. The Jenkins project isn't using IRC anymore as a whole, especially infra team. They're on Matrix. So the page was updated to direct everyone to use Matrix. Infra help desk for any kind of issues that need to be submitted, GitHub issues. If there is issue reporting, further issue reporting for Jenkins core, and permission requests going through the repository permission updater. So everything has a specific place now. It's not just a single bot that will help kind of figure those things out for you, but we want to make sure that people are aware of where they need to go and what they need to do. And that also prevents the page from disappearing. So if someone is looking for it, they will still find that information, which is really important. Next up, so just the recent work that's happened on for Jenkins.io repository. So first off, thanks to Pierre Beets for just updating the CD workflow link. It was an incorrect link at this time, so he's updated it so now it will direct users correctly. So thanks to Pierre for that. And then I know we talked about this last session, but I really wanted to highlight James Nord's creation of a support page for Jenkins.io. And I will go to Jenkins.io directly. You can see it here in the header. This is collapsed, of course, because the screen's a little bit smaller, but we have a central support page now where people can come and get support for Jenkins.io. And after the session, our last session, James actually went and addressed a couple of the comments and concerns that were shared in the original pull request. So before we had recent blog posts that really were not relevant to the page, for instance, those have been removed. Some of the just content levels have been adjusted and links added and adjusted as well. So just fantastic to have this now. Thanks to James for putting it together in the first place. Mark for submitting the feedback and James for acting on that as well. Just great all around and good to have another great resource for users. Thanks to Kelly Freeman for adding some more information about pipeline step error handling. So there were some updates here that needed to be included. Kelly took the time to make sure those got added, and that's now part of the Jenkins file documentation. And then lastly here, so Samarth Mali updated the AWS tutorial to make sure that it's also using Java 21, something that I had missed in my initial pass through. So this is good that we caught that. And thanks to Samarth for putting that in there. And I've added it to the list of items here in the Java 25 updates that will need that update as well. So the compilation is growing larger, and it's great that folks are checking these things out and making sure that everything is aligned. And then once again, I can't say it enough. Thank you to all the GSOC contributors for all the work, their presentations, and their soon to come blog posts recapping their projects. It's been a great summer. Really great to see everyone enthusiastic and just gung ho for the project and the work that they're doing. It's so, yeah, just thanks to them as always. Uh, Last time we discussed the Linux Foundation tracking, there had not been any further communication from Linux Foundation and Scarf. But Mark, what do you
So you
what's up?
can you can just remove this section
Okay,
from the doc. I've worked with them. Our attempts, I worked with them one more time since the last time we met, and our attempts failed. It's not clear to me what's going on there, but I think the answer is if I'm able to make it work sometime in the future, I'll bring it back as a possible.
okay,
It just, for whatever reason, the technique that I wanted to use, embed something into the ADOC file of a plugin, does not survive the transit through our conversion from ADOC to HTML to plugins.jenkins.io, the site.
hmm,
And that's okay, right? I mean, it's perfectly fair that if image URLs are being changed, which they are, then the tracking system can't use a reference to their image because it's being cached by GitHub. And exactly that. But we get great response because we're using GitHub's content delivery network, maybe not intentionally, but we're using GitHub's content delivery network, and it's a worldwide, very capable content delivery network for all of our images. So we're certainly benefited by the way things work now.
okay. Cool. Thank you very much for the update there, Mark. Appreciate that. Um, I'll get rid of this from the agenda, and then we'll circle back when it's something we can discuss again. Cool.
Right?
Perfect. And yeah, was there any, I know you said it wasn't working, but was there any data that we were able to at least glean off of it that maybe gave page views, anything like that?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. It really, at least the use case I was envisioning, just did not give us the data.
Okay.
Yes, I could get the data if I went straight to the GitHub repository and its page. If I remember it, I sometimes got hits from that, but even there, not always, right? So, and certainly not from plugins.jenkins.io.
Okay. Got it.
Now,
Thanks.
we could adapt plugins.jenkins.io and say, hey, if we see a reference to a URL, an image that has some piece of scarf.sh in it, we could force it from the GitHub Content and Delivery Network back to them. But that really would require changing the generation process for plugins.jenkins.io.
Got it. Okay. Makes sense. All right, then. Get rid of this. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
All right. And the last topic I had on the agenda today, again, the ongoing discussion, just reminders about blue ocean deprecation. It is something that will happen in the future. We do have an idea that it won't be happening until the end of this year or beginning of next year. So no immediate rush to do this deprecation, but it is something that's going to happen sooner than later at this point. So once we have an exact idea or a better idea of when that's going to take place, we'll take more realistic measures to deprecate the Blue Ocean documentation, put replacements in place, point to other options like the pipeline graph view and pipeline step view plugins, other means of pipeline visualization, which now exist and have only increased in usability in the last year or two. Great example of the contributor summit in Brussels for just prior to FOSDEM. That was the pipeline graph view was something that had not been improved upon until we all met face to face, and there was a lot more work done and a lot of collaboration happened, and just light years ahead of where it was. So, um, kind of thing that we like to see here at the project. But yeah, there's alternatives that we can point to. The status note for Blue Ocean has been updated to indicate the deprecation. Again, no hard timeline because we don't know that yet, but we are trying to guide users to other methods and other options. We'll
Yep.
continue to do that. And the tutorials themselves have been moved toward the bottom of the page so that it's not one of the first things someone sees when they go to that page.
Right.
So that was the end of the agenda I had prepared. Mark, Bruno, is there anything else you want to talk about or go over that we didn't mention or discuss already?
Nothing
No, I think
particular
that
for
was
me.
like, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Gary.
Uh, yeah, of course. Thank you guys. So we'll wrap up the recording here. It'll be available in 24 to 48 hours, available on community discourse, available on YouTube, and we'll see everyone in a couple weeks. Thanks for always as joining and take care, stay safe, and we'll see you the next session. If I can get this. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye now.